Okay, let's see. I think I am got everything up and running. Looking good here on Twitch. Cool. Let's check YouTube, make sure things are looking good there. Groovy. I'm going to say everything is now up and running. So we'll get started with the weed, some Splatoon in just a moment. Got ourselves a pen here I'm working on a review with. We'll start with that. And a happy hump day to everybody. Okay, well, behind us, as always, we've got our mini nail, our volcano. We'll get to all that cool, fun stuff in just a moment. First, though, we've got a comment from Carson who asks, what do you think about the cold fire carts? Carson, I'm not sure if I've ever tried the cold fire carts. I'm going to take a peek right now, see if I can't find them. What they are, but I don't. Oh, wait. Oh my. Oh my gosh, Carson. Weird coincidence that you asked because in my closet right now, uh, I have a cold fire cart that I have to review in the near future. I was like, what is that name? I kind of recognize it. They come in these little blue boxes, very vibrant packaging. So I don't know what I think right now, but I am going to be reviewing it soon. So hopefully I'll be able to share good news. In the meantime, looks like we've got Over back with us. Exodus again. Good to see you, Exodus. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. And then Exodus, by the way, says that he finally got himself a Switch this Christmas. Congratulations, Exodus. I hope maybe you got some Splatoon along with that Switch. Maybe we can play some together. If not, I'm still curious what else you got with your Switch, what you've been enjoying on it. Let us know. And Carson recommends those cold fire carts. He says they are delicious or delicioso. So that's got me pretty excited. I don't remember what strain I have, Carson, in my closet, but I definitely have one of their carts ready to go. So you've got me even more excited. Well, speaking of old friends, Charlie Rico is here and announcing their presence with a trumpeting fart. Welcome, Charlie. Good to see you. Hope you had a great holiday break. Let's go ahead and get started with the weed as we like to do here. So we are going to start with we'll start with a small dab today. We're going to do that for everybody out there in chat. Charlie, Carson, Exodus, Over. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But I'll meet you back there where we'll get started on a nice small dab. Almost out of our fruit dream, and in its place, some more fruit dream. It's just quality stuff. Here we go. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All right. Try not to cough in the mic too much. Well, it is beginning of the new year. Uh, this is traditionally the time we all reflect on our favorite stuff of the past year. It's a proud tradition among blowhards everywhere. And while I haven't really formulated anything too official, and I don't think it was a particularly good year for any of the media that I am super interested in. Before we play any Splatoon, let's reflect back on some cool stuff from 2022. Let's talk some movies, some TV, some video games. And before we bring that up, we'll say hello to Shambles, who says, anyone here else like dabs over pens? I feel like even though you look like a crackhead, dabs are more fun. Shambles, I think most people who consume quite a bit of weed would be in riotous agreement with you. Pens, while a wonderful convenience and a thing that is hard to imagine a world, something like this even a decade ago being so widely dispersed and widely accepted. If you're here in California, people have got vape pens literally everywhere. And there's just nobody gives a shit, which is kind of great. But they are not as good as certainly a dab off a mini nail or from an actual blowtorch. They're not as good as a bong or a volcano. They're a wonderful compromise for being able to take weed easily on the go without a whole lot of mess. But I don't think they're a whole lot of people's favorite way of getting high. Of course, asterisk caveat with all I said there when it comes to plug play. They're about as good as dabs, in my opinion. Exodus answering my question about what he got with his brand new Switch. Says he got the Crash Insane Trilogy, which is, I think, a compilation of the PlayStation Crash Bandicoot games, like the PS1 Crash Bandicoot games, the ones made by Insomniac, who I've been playing a lot of their games recently, again. Very cool. And also Luigi's Mansion 3, an excellent game, underrated in the Switch canon, I think, and an absolutely stunning looking game, Exodus. I cannot believe the team over at whatever studio Nintendo used to make Luigi's Mansion, whatever team made it. Holy shit, that game looks insane. Even on the Switch, I love it. Some great puzzles, but an unfortunately annoying final boss. Altogether, great game. Also, Lego Brawls, which I don't know too much about. And then the Switch launch game, I think, the Street Fighter 30-year Anniversary Edition, which is like a compilation of all 600 versions of Street Fighter 2, maybe? There are a lot of versions of Street Fighter out there, and I'm not good at any of them. Also, he got himself some Minecraft Dungeons Ultimate Edition, which is the Minecraft RPG. Dungeons is, it's not the Telltale one. I don't know too much about Dungeons. I know it's another spin-off, but, let me know what that is. I'm not sure. No Splatoon, though. Well, hopefully, Exodus, you'll still get yourself some Splatoon. But it sounds like in the meantime, you have some amazing games to play and power through. So no rush on that Splatoon. We'll get there. Enjoy that Luigi's Mansion. It's real good up until the last 30 minutes. Uh, Exodus says, loving to beard, dude. Maybe the beard. I gotta trim. I don't know what to do about the mustache. I don't know how not to eat it. I used to trim it, but then it would look really weird. And now I've just let it grow real long. And it's gross how often I end up chewing mustache. Too much information. Okay, what were we talking about? We were going to play before Splatoon. We were going to talk about some favorites of the year in a somewhat disappointing year for media writ large. What do we like this year? We won't linger too long. Movies, boy, a really poop year. I mean, almost as bad as 2020. Excuse me, I'm going to blow my nose. Got a tickle here. Still not 100% from this flu. Be right back. See if I can't get my camera to stop following me. And I wish I had come better prepared because now I'm drawing blanks. It's a little boring this year. The best movie of the year, not to take anything away from it at all, but it's just so clear. Rarely is it so absolutely, uncontestedly the best movie of the year is known by everybody, and that's of course Everything Everywhere All at Once. But outside of that, from blockbuster films to indies, some huge disappointments, but not a lot of unexpected triumphs. Some great horror comedy stuff this year. But it's a bleak landscape out there for movies, and I saw a lot this year, but not a lot I would tell people to run out and go see. If you're looking for some fun stuff, though, of course, check out Triangle of Sadness. Probably my second favorite movie of the year, maybe. I haven't really thought it through too much. What else would I tell people to go running out to go see? Short. It's pretty grim. Let me put a pin in it, and we'll go to video games. Another year of less than stellar stuff. I still haven't played God of War, so shame on me. I know that will exceed all expectations, but other than that, man, not a particularly great year again. Some cool, smaller things. I mean, I don't love Elden Ring. Don't love any From Software Souls type game. So people are probably screaming, saying, "Well, isn't this the year Elden Ring came out?" According to my Steam replay, which Steam now does like I guess a Spotify like, hey, we'll do a breakdown of all the time you wasted last year on Steam. Elden Ring was my most played game on PC last year, so I put a lot of time in it and never learned to do any more than find a begrudging enjoyment in it. There were times where I did find it awe-inspiring and intriguing and compelling, but that was not the overwhelming feeling playing Elden Ring, even though I put a lot of time in it. Other than that, what else? What are some cool sort of buried treasures? I've been playing a lot of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope on the Switch, which is a sequel to Mario plus Rabbids something before, another Switch game, which is like XCOM plus Mario plus Rabbids. I mean, it's in the title. I wish the Rabbids weren't there. They're annoying. I don't think anybody's going to play the game for the story. but you're going to play it for that incredible battle system, which is so much more nuanced and deep than you would think for a game ostensibly for kids, and with the knockoff versions of Minions running around with Mario, but it is so much fun. Again, it is like XCOM blended with Mario. You're fighting Mario type bad guys, but you are doing an XCOM like strategy RPG, but you're doing Mario type moves as well. You're jumping off people's heads, sliding around. It is an ingenious movement and battle system. Love it. And then probably the game I played the second most this year, that I wish I could recommend wholeheartedly, but can only recommend about 40% of, and that 40% is amazing. The rest of it is varying degrees of enjoyable to downright annoying, and that is Marvel Midnight Suns, something like that. Another game that rips the XCOM formula, this time made by the XCOM people, but it blends it with a deck building type game. XCOM plus like deck building, plus, unfortunately, the majority of the game, an annoying relationship buildy simulator where you're trying to bone Wolverine and other more annoying Marvel characters that you've never heard of, like Magic. That part's annoying. It gets better, but it's never good. However, the actual combat system, amazing. All right, that's enough for year-end stuff for now. We'll come back to it. We should actually get to some Splatoon. Sorry for rambling. Before we actually hop in officially, let's do ourselves our first volcano bag. Put this on here. Over the winter break, I binged through some prestige TV dramas that I just missed over the year. Finally did White Lotus season 2. Not sure that I think it's as good as season 1, but still a really fun, interesting direction. Looking forward to whatever an eventual season 3 would be. I know some people on here were asking about it, so I finally thought. Still absolutely loved it. Maybe think it's one shade down from the first season. But still nothing else quite like White Lotus on TV. And a absolutely breezy, compulsively watchable 7 episodes or something. And then more ashamedly, not in how long it took me to watch it, but in the fact that I gave in to my worst desires and impulses and watched that new Dragon show on HBO. What's it? House of the Dragon, House of Dragons, Houses, Dragons, Game of Thrones. It's all right. Also devoured that one like the dragons do to people. I cannot believe I decided. I mean, I know where it all ends up. Why go through with it again? But it's all right. You gotta watch people get eaten by crabs. That's pretty cool. Crabs. All right, we've got our first volcano bag. Let's power through this, and then we will get to the Splatoon. Whew. Excuse me. Okay, bag number 1 done. We are ready to go. Nasty, welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Hope you had a great holiday. It's been a while. Hope you and your internet army of friends are up to mildly beneficial mischief. But ultimately, man, happy to see you. And of course, you do you. All right, let's hop into the lobby. Let's switch our cameras. That's an important thing. There we go. Awesome. And now, turn that volume on, and we will play some Splatoon. Glad to hear it, Nasty. Thanks for hanging out with us. I've been playing a lot of Naughty Dog games. Exodus got himself that Crash Insane trilogy, which again I think is the Naughty Dog Crash. Should rephrase, I've been replaying a lot of Naughty Dog stuff. Been playing that Uncharted collection, Uncharted Legacy, something. The 2 Uncharted PlayStation 4 games that were recently released on PC. I've been playing that. I just finished Lost Legacy, the spin-off game. Played it when it came out back in... Oh, shit! I realized I don't have a screen up. I don't know what's going on here. I'll try to fix this after I die. Sorry, everybody. Not sure what happened here, but you guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, let's see if I can't figure out what's going on here. Sorry, team. Please forgive me. Oh, there we go. Cool. I think I got it. Very neat. Welcome, Captain Fang / Egg. How are you doing, my friend? Egg, I hope you survived those storms okay up there in the Central Valley. It ended up being not too bad here in Long Beach. Some folks got flooded out, but all things considered, not the worst it could have been. Traded with Gohan, son of Goku, if I remember my Dragon Ball lore correctly. Too scared to check the score right now. That's a disconcerting amount of pink on our side. I think we're just gonna have to pray. Eric, good to see you, man. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us today. No predictions. because that was obvious. Well, it was a nasty loss, but it's nice to be back with the Splash-O-Matic. That's a satisfying high score, at least. All right, let's hit that keep going. Not a lot of splats to write home about, but not too bad, all things considered. Egg, are you available to, would you like to play some together? If you are interested, let me know. Would happily take a break from this random queue here. Eric, I hope you and your family had a nice Christmas. I hope you got to spend some time with your kids. Communication error. ANHZ52 says, I like your bathrobe. Well, thank you. It is quite nice. A little dirty, if I'm to be honest, but you know, it's an anytime bathrobe. Let's hop back in and hope that was just a... Well, cool. Egg, I'll check back in with you in a couple of minutes. We'll hop back into this queue. We'll do ourselves a weed break, and then maybe you'll be done with some dessert, and we can play together in 15, 20 minutes or so. Looks like we've got 2 Splatlandians on the opposite side. Fingers crossed. Didn't even see them. They just ran right into the spray. Thank you, Ashfur. I think he might have been one of those 2 rookies that we just saw. Certainly seems plausible. Woo! By the skin of my teeth did I survive that one. Time for another hammer. Missed him, but we'll just keep going. So, while my in-laws were in town for the nearly 2 weeks that they were here, thanks to holiday travel delays, I find, you know, when people come from out of town, you end up doing a lot of the touristy stuff here in Southern California that you just never end up doing otherwise. And one of those things, and we had tried it once before, but we got bounced at the last second thanks to some college kids' extended family, was we went to go see Jeopardy. I went to go see Jeopardy with my wife and her parents. And Ken Jennings was our Jeopardy host. It's a weird experience. It's a 3-episode thing. You sit there, 3 whole episodes. They pretend are shot over 3 different days, and the guys come out and change clothes between each game, pretending again like they've been in a hotel for a day or two or however long. I didn't have to sign an NDA, surprisingly, but they did beg me not to tell who won, which I'm again surprised that they didn't make me sign anything. I'm guessing nobody then takes bets on who wins Jeopardy because it's very easy to know ahead of time. All you have to do is find people in the audience. Ken Jennings was great. It's a fun experience if you're ever in Los Angeles, and if you have any interest in both television production and or just a Jeopardy fan. I had more fun with it than I would have thought, and my wife's parents were tickled pink by it. I did almost get to see it when Alex was still alive, but as they said, had tickets and everything, but I was going during the college tournament of champions, and one of the kids brought their like super extended family, so they just said, sorry, family gets preference. But happy to have done it now 5 years later or whatever, and happy to have seen Mr. Ken Jennings. Eric's recommending a book, Survival of the Richest by Douglas Rushkoff. I've got to say, I don't think I recognize it. I'm very much looking forward to doing a Google right after this match. And knowing your taste, Eric, it sounds like something that is going to be right up my alley. Sorry, Ashfur. Oh my lord, poor Ashfur. And surprised that we traded there with Apto Pando. I thought they had me for sure. A lot of base here still to hit. I guess that means our team is probably not dying very often if our base is this uncovered. Which can lead to some hubris and even a nasty surprise at the end, but hopefully we've got this on lockdown. Although I could be misinterpreting things. Missed him again. After Pando, though, making up for it, jumping right in front of my stream there. And another takedown of poor Ashfur. Wow, I'm having a pretty good game today. Well, there goes that streak. This is one of my highest scores ever. I think. Hopefully I don't come out to my immediate doom. Unbelievable. What a game. Holy crap. Well, we did win. I certainly hope so. After that game. I think that's maybe the highest score. I'm now looking up this book though. Oh, keep going. Holy hell, that was a fun game. All right, sorry, everybody. I was totally distracted looking at Survival of the Richest, Escape Fantasies of the Tech Billionaires by Mr. Douglas Rushkoff. Which, do I know Douglas Rushkoff? My, in-laws got me a wonderful Christmas gift. They just got me, I mean, I'm an Audible subscriber, but they got me an Audible something subscription, which just converts into a bunch of credits. So I have a bevy of unused Audible credits, and I think I'm just going to invest one of them in Survival of the Richest. It looks super interesting. Thank you for the suggestion, Eric. I've not done a whole lot of reading over the break. Don't do too much when I've got company here, but looking forward to diving into some new stuff. Just finished a piece of fiction today, a book called Book of Accidents, but working on a book of nonfiction called Hidden Spring about consciousness. Not super great, but once I finish that, I think I will check this out. All right, time to focus. These are some pleasing colors here. Highlighter yellow. Should have turned around. Eric says, that's awesome. He reads most of his books via Audible. I certainly read a huge percentage of them. I had the horrifying experience of looking at my Audible listen time, which buried somewhere in the app is a bunch of metrics, including how much you've listened. And I'm approaching 3 months of listening time on Audible. And that's a staggering amount of hours to do anything. 3 whole months of my life just listening to books, but honestly, I think time very well spent. But if you haven't checked it out, it's a fun thing to peek at. Let's get the whoops. Very close game, too. 30 seconds to go. Let's see if I can pull off something resembling our last game experience. Good time for a hammer. Five seconds, no idea how we are faring out here, but gotta have hope. Not enough, though. Not enough. Eric says, these guys are a lot better. Yeah, they were orders of magnitude better, although probably some of them were the same. Very different experience. Eric is at 1 month, 15 days, 2 hours, 21 minutes. Almost exactly like half of what I've got. Not that it is at all a competition, but it is, yeah, it was a sort of staggering thing when I saw it. I mean, it makes sense once I stop and start to do some back of the envelope calculations, but that's a lot of hours. So to listen to do anything. Is it enough to be an expert? How does 10,000 hours? That's what Malcolm Gladwell, huckster galore says, right? How many hours in a month? Anyways, looks like we got some new friends. Lou DiCario, who's enjoying some lemon cherry gelato, and Isaiah Wood, who said title caught my eye, to say the least. Gotta support the drugs. Well, thanks, Isaiah. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that title caught your attention. We're going to take a small break here. Hopefully, when we get back, we will be joined by some friends, play with some buddies. And before we do that, though, we will do some more weed. I'm going to swap our cameras over here. We'll do a small little dab, and then we will do our next volcano bag before hopping back in. Eric says that I put on a sleep timer every night for his Audible. I would love to be able to do that. I cannot fall asleep to people talking. I just end up listening and getting fascinated. I heartily recommend, though, I every night listen to sleep sounds playlist on Apple Music every single night before bed. Hey Siri. Well, not really. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was a mistake. Play some sleep sounds. It's a great playlist. Love it. There's no vocals. But I would love to be able to fall asleep to audiobooks. I just can't do it. Just get too invested in what's going on. I also can't really read before bed, especially if it's at all compelling. I just end up, it is not a soporific for me. That's usually violent video games. Speaking of violent video games, let's go do the weed we promised. Lou DiCario is just dropping names, Mad USA, and then that transition was magical, like a 240 frames per second transition. Not sure what that is referring to. And I don't think I have any cameras that film anything at that high a frame rate, but I'm sure it was beautiful. I also don't have any displays capable of showing anything at that refresh rate. Except, no, of course I don't. Is it possible? Old CRTs basically have infinite refresh rate. I've heard that before. Not that I have one. Lou DiCario says, you're one of those people that like your head to be empty. Very true, Lude. Very true. I really like to be just disgorged of all thoughts and ideas, and to have a brain basically in between my ears. I want some cobwebs and a for rent sign. Thankfully, for a person of my intellect, not hard. It's almost always easy for me to be at an empty head. Not a lot going on in there. Speaking of not a lot going on, I'm going to get these transitions right one of these days. They're going to make sense. Somebody's going to say, this guy knows his segues, which is true. I was a Segway tour guide for a while. This guy knows his segues. He's going to go do some weed. Here's my bathrobe. Somebody complimented me on my bathrobe before. From the Gap. The Gap outlets. Maybe the first piece of clothing I bought in the state of California. Right close to where I lived. Colder in California than I thought. We got our very, very last of our Fruit Dream. We'll give this one to our buddy Lude. Thanks for being here. This dab is for you and my empty brain. Dab. In the meantime, we will get our next volcano bag ready to go. Uh, Lude says, we're referring to me just doing my flow of stream of consciousness. It says that clear mind allows for your thoughts to be more focused. Well, isn't that true? Absolutely true, Lude. A clear mind allows for much, much better sense of focus and attention. Unfortunately, while I often have a clear mind, I don't have the longest attention span. Probably something to do with the weed. Who knows? Either way, we've got our second bag here. Let's get back to some Splatoon. Let's see if we're going to get our buddy Egg to join us. We're going to hop into this little lobby here. Well, you know what, Egg? Let me know when you're ready. We'll go ahead and join the regular room. In the meantime, I'm going to swap our cameras. And then as soon as you're ready, I'll make the room for the next game. Whoops, there we are. Cool beans. And clearing my mind of all of its detritus to be more focused on my Splatoon game. Thank you, Luke. And Luke said, how do you do that? It's been too long. Speaking of that attention span, don't remember what that question is in reference to. Remind me, please. Eric, he said earlier that he likes to use Audible to go to sleep, and that it reminds him of his mom reading him a story at night. That sounds so super pleasant, and I'm glad that is a soothing experience for you. I'm guessing, Eric, you had your mom read to you frequently as a kid to help you fall asleep. I would imagine that it would be a nice comfort. I did not, I don't really remember, I don't think my parents ever read to me that I was conscious. I'm sure maybe when I was much younger, but not that I remember. I did read a lot as a child, though. Oh, poop! Lud says, what's a key point in this map? The key point is going to be that high tower that you see right in front of me right here. I'm going to swim up the side. Owning this right here, having somebody up here controlling this, you get to see a lot of the map. I'd say that's one of the key points on the map. Having that locked down, if you've got a good sniper, helps a lot. I'm not that. Well, that was dumb of me. I was on their tower. All the maps are 100% symmetrical. They're the exact same for both sides. Even if it doesn't appear to be, at first glance they are. They're just totally symmetrical. So they had their tower locked down and punished me for trying to sneak into their base with the nice height advantage that they had. Well, at least I traded. Oh, this is gonna come down to the wire. It looks like purple's got it, but miracles do happen. Fingers crossed. Captain Fang / Egg says, give me a few minutes and I'll join you. If you want to BC, I'm okay with it. I'm good either way. Egg, happy to voice chat or not. Let me know what's better with you and just let me know whenever you're ready. Absolutely no rush. Eric says that he read to his kids every day. They loved it, and he still has his Cat in the Hat committed to memory. That sounds totally wonderful. And I hope for your kids, having someone read to them at night is just as soothing as it is for you. Probably fosters a lifelong love of reading, which is of course, a great thing. And Cat in the Hat. I didn't read a whole lot of kids. I don't have really, unfortunately, any appreciation of kids lit or kids movies prior to becoming an adult. I didn't watch, like, growing up, I didn't watch a bunch of kids movies or read any of the big classic kids books. Just didn't have a lot of that around growing up. So I don't have that like Dr. Seuss, Shel Silverstein, your Newberries, your Caldecott appreciations that most kids have. Being chased. Let's see if I can get out of here. Alive for now. They still want my lunch though, man. Nice. Poop. Well, I messed that one up. I had the drop on him. Nicely done, Fizzy Kenza. We are still ahead at the moment. A whole minute to go, though. Oh, poop. Rolo from around the corner. Looking like a lot more yellow than last time. Let's try not to make too many stupid mistakes here. And traded, not what I needed to do at the moment. We are still ahead. And I'm starting to feel more optimistic about it staying that way. Only 15 seconds to go. Wonderful. Great game, blue team. Eric says he's getting misty just thinking about reading with his kids. And that is a totally understandable reaction. And again, I'm so glad you have those memories to cherish, man. Both with your own mother and then with your kids. And remind me, Eric, I can't remember if you've told me, grandfather or not, maybe a tradition that will continue into the future. Anyways, let's hit change gear and go. Ludicario says that his name is Pokemon, and also a strain of weed. Oh shit, that's a pretty good mask right there. Anyways, I need some stuff with some question marks, though. Uh-oh. 7 seconds to go. Those will have to do. Interesting looking attire. Ludicario, if I interpreted your comment correctly, I've never heard of the Ludicario strain before. I've definitely heard of the Pokemon before. He's in Smash Brothers. He's one of the select Smash Brothers Pokemon. He's a blue guy. He's like a fighting type. Maybe some psychic in there. He's one of those like hugely popular Pokemon, but I don't know why. There's some that that are like, now iconic. Not to the, Pikachu level. I don't think they'll ever have Pikachu is always going to be the most popular Pokemon, but there's some Pokemons from ones that I don't recognize from later games that have become, B-level Pokemon celebrities. And I'm always curious what makes them so favorited. Is it like an episode of the TV show? Something about them from the games? What elevates a Pokemon to a pop culture icon? What makes a Pokemon not just a Pokemon, but what's a Squirtle? Well, that makes sense because it's one of the first ones. What's a more recent Pokemon that's beloved? I mean, by dint of my argument, I don't really know because I don't know them, but somebody out there help me. What makes a Lucario? What makes an Incineroar? The ones that are in Smash Brothers. What makes them so popular with the public? Where did their popularity come from? I mean, so many of the Pokemon are super popular just because of, like, first movers advantage. They were the first ones out, which will always make them more popular because they've had more time and more exposure. But I never know what makes something catch on with the public. It was a long response to your great comment, Lou. I hope the strain is very good, too. Now, I die a lot right here at this very corner. That time I managed to get somebody, but It's not a winning strategy, and maybe one I should reevaluate. Don't take the hammer around that corner. Rolo taking me out again with the N zap. Ooh, shoot. Getting close here. Rated with the Rolo. An underrated candy. Fun shape. Novel size. Although I don't think we're going to pull it out. Pulled through. Out as well. Eric says he is not yet a grandfather, but aspires one day to maybe join the club of grandparents. I was trying to think of a more eloquent way to put that. Well, I hope for your sake, if your kids desire that as well, that would be... you'd be a wonderful person to carry on the human race, Eric. Let's keep going. Luke says the trial of going beyond, because Charizard doing a suplex was fire. Agreed that Charizard doing suplexes is impressive, but not sure what the first part of the comment means. Speaking of Pokemans, I did mention the amazing little factoid that I had heard. Holy shit, Nintendo they don't operate in the normal economic constraints of other companies. Each mainline Pokemon game has outsold the previous one since its inception. Now going to be true for Sword and Shield, or Violet, and whatever the most recent one is called. A massive hit despite a roar of complaints. It's just a crazy thing. Nintendo, man, they still figure out ways to print money and never count them out. But Pokemons, the other interesting, amazing thing is they are ending the show. Or Ash Ketchum is finally going to have caught them all, or it's over. Like, I think they might be more Pokemon TV show, because you can't ever let a Ash cow die. But, like the Ash Ketchum being the eternal 10-year-old boy story, I think is finito soon, which to me seems kind of crazy, and good for them for, finally moving on. But Ash and Pikachu maybe hanging up their hat after 20-something years. That's pretty remarkable. It means that we should expect the huge budget Pokemon movie retelling the story of Ash Ketchum pretty soon, because they're going to want to sell you that packaged up real nice and quick, I think. I was talking about Naughty Dog earlier. Been playing also the best game ever made. Been replaying The Last of Us. It has a fancy, shiny new PS5 remake that is great. Shouldn't be a $70 thing, but it's still the best game ever made. And by the grace of God, it sounds like the TV show is a total fucking home run. The TV show is co-show. One of the two showrunners is the director of the video game, Neil Druckmann. I'm so excited. I've been cautiously optimistic for years now, and to hear that it seems to be exceeding people's expectations has got me very, very excited. I don't know that I ever needed a Last of Us TV show because the game is a masterpiece that stands up on its own. Does not need anybody to retell it in a movie, but I am not at all opposed to one. And now I am incredibly excited for it. I think that starts Sunday, The Last of Us, a TV show on HBO, starring The Mandalorian, the in-demand everywhere Pedro Pascal. Another tough loss. Let's use this as our excuse to back out. See if our buddy Egg is interested in playing. Still cool if you're busy, got other things going on. But we'll do a little bit of weed before then. I'm going to hit stop. They were kicking our asses there. Let's see. I'm going to do this just in case. Then we'll swap our cameras over. And we will do our... You know what? We'll celebrate here. I wasn't here yesterday. Weather-related crap going on in Long Beach. Thankfully, wasn't as bad as predicted, but to apologize for my absence, we'll go do a third little small dab, open up our new package, grab our third bag, and come back to the Splatoon. I'm going to have to take off my bathrobe sweater here. Getting a little warm in the office. Okay, let's get ourselves this new crumble out. Clean my mini down. Getting real rank. All right, here is our third little dab. Thanks for being here, everybody. Save this bag for just a little bit later. Certainly don't need any more weed at the moment. Let's swap our cameras. And it looks like it's still just me at the moment, which hopefully we get ourselves in a less competitive room here. Let's get back into it. Swap our camera. Excuse me. Fingers crossed. Oh, nice! Got a lucky hammer splat by jumping up and hitting the guy at the grate. Was a satisfying splat. Made easy work for Bibzia. Wow, a lot of the base to do here. Take advantage of that while I'm home. Oh, that's gonna kill me. Nice reef slide by, again, Bibizia. And green now is in the overwhelming position. Well, that was a nice double splat. Really, it was mostly luck, but I will take it at this point. We certainly needed a splash of luck. 30 seconds to go. Let's see if we can continue with that streak of luck. That's a nice... Ooh, well, that was a dumb move, but we have now totally swapped positions with green. Only 15 seconds to go. Hopefully that's not enough time for them to turn it back around again. But of course it is. And it looks like they might. What a glorious, glorious attempt. But I don't think it's coming up daisies. At least not pink daisies. Well, look who was wrong by the slimmest of margins. Whew! Finally broke that losing streak. Very nice. Let's hope we can keep it going. Ooh, not bad. I may have to end the stream a little bit early. Maybe play a couple of more games here. But for a fun reason, I think I just heard a nice, interesting knock at the door. Which has got a fun, hopefully, surprise. One thing I was working on over the holidays. Had it for a while, but just now got it up and running. Wish I could show it here. I'll take a picture of it and put it on the Discord. I got up my first 3D printer up and running after a lot of headaches. It is sitting next to me, tempting me as we speak, and my big giant order of filaments, I think, just arrived. I got the Anker 3D printer, Anker being the big battery manufacturer, known primarily for making battery packs for cell phones and stuff. But they make all kinds of tech gadgets, from small Pico projectors to mobile generators to now a state-of-the-art home 3D printer. One of the biggest Kickstarters ever, I think. I think the first thing I ever Kickstarted. And after some tech problems, finally have it up and running, and looking forward to printing some stuff and messing around with it. If you guys have any cool suggestions or ideas, please share them with me. And I will try to remember to take a picture or video of it and put it on the Discord. It's sitting right next to me here. And now I've got all the things you need to play with it. Getting chased. Henry says, I saw you had a video with Sauce Disposable. Just quick questions. That was a terrible attempt at speaking. Henry, I'll get to your question right after this game. Sorry for the delay. Appreciate it, though. Thank you, teammate. I'm sure you saved my life there. Let's see if I can't do something with this hammer. Try not to get sniped. Nice. Maybe one more. Nice. Well, looking pretty good for us. Only 20 seconds. It's going to be nearly impossible, but not totally impossible. Sort of backed myself into a linguistic corner there, but I think we've got this one in the bag. Awesome. Lude gives us the headlines from ABC News. Breaking news. Or I assume there's not another FAA outage, that was still news from this morning. Seems weird, right? Not to be conspiratorial, but curious what might have caused something of that magnitude to happen. Wouldn't be the first time malicious actors were involved. Would be a interesting infrastructure to poke. We've been having a lot of infrastructure poked recently by actors, foreign and domestic, seemingly. Well, that looks like another outage. Oh no. Well, that is, if I, now I'm so curious what's going on. That makes you even more conspiratorially guided in your thinking. Maybe it's not conspiratorial at all to wonder if it is not a benign reason. Crap. Well, I will have to check that out. I'm going to use that getting kicked out new maps as an excuse to go ahead and take off. I was going to play with some 3D printer, but now I'm going to check out this second FAA computer outage. Not really sure why the FAA seems to have all flight schedules. It's a really convoluted system. That's the answer. Anyways, thanks so much, Lude, for hanging out. Oh, Henry. Oh my God, I almost missed your question. I am so sorry. Henry says, I saw you in a video on these Sauce disposables. Just a quick question. Do you know if the battery dies first or do they run out? Thanks. I think I have had other vapes that come in the exact same battery as Sauce Essentials. So it's clearly one you can just buy off the shelf. And I have had them run out of battery before they died and needed to be recharged. I think they have a micro USB in the bottom. I think I've done at least 2 of those carts. And they one of them needed to be recharged. The other one was the Sauce disposable, the one I reviewed, and that one it didn't charging it didn't help. It was just dead all on its own. However, the other model I tried, a different brand, using the same battery, needed to be recharged a little over halfway through. Trying to think if I remember the name of that brand, but Gelato, maybe? Like the strain, but somebody using it as their brand name. I think it was the same battery. I hope that helps. I hope that answered your question. It is a terrible battery design. The only one I've ever had that just broke was Sauce, but it's an awful cartridge design. I hope it gets put out to pasture really quickly. It's terrible, even for disposable. Lude says, look at the useless invention guy and 3D print something from that as an idea. Well, I will check out Mr. Useless Invention Guy, and I'll add that to our FAA outage and adding, what is the book? I know I already have it saved on Amazon, but just want to make sure I see it here again. Survival of the Richest, recommended by Eric. Awesome. All right, well, guys, I'm going to take off a little bit early. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will definitely be back tomorrow. Hope to see some of you guys then. Who knows? Might be back sooner than that, but no promises. Fingers crossed with this 3D printing. It's a fun but technically fraught process. Have a good, wonderful